really wanted that bad.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, the dude that should be a part of the Mensa society. Yeah, I said it. That's who I am. That's what I do. And on top of that, I am an asshole, and I readily admit it. What's going on, everybody? First, Jay, I want to kick off by saying and giving the people that support the channel some love. Let's start off with saying with Rock Dog Interactive, if you need anything in regards to web design or logo design, check out Rock Dog Interactive. You can reach out to us directly to get their contact information, or you can Google them. Rock Dog Interactive, they got what you need. Black Father Figures, that's the League of Legacies. Appreciate him. We haven't seen him in quite some time, but we still support his cause. So definitely want to give him some shout outs and love. And then Nadaj Vodka, www.nadajvodka.com. Black owned, out of Jacksonville, Florida. And one of the best tasting vodkas I've had. Got that kiwi flavor, Jay. It's amazing. So make sure you guys go check out www.thedizvodka.com, and it's also available in select stores within Florida. All right, Jay. So let me because we're doing this remote, so I got to switch back to the chat and see what's going on. What's going on, family? I see a lot of people in the chat right now. We got, how many people do we have in the building? 39 people and 8 likes. If you get the opportunity, please smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you're interacting. And of course, this is AM Sports Media. We in the building, man. Shout out to ASVP TV, the 499. Greg, you deal with financial stuff, correct? If so, I need some advice. Ping your boy. And if I can't help you, I know somebody that does. I do
Lending for
specific
life.
finance. Excuse me.
No.
I do a specific type of finance, but it all depends on what it is that you're looking for. Just reach out for me, or reach out to me, and certainly we can talk about that. Jay, I want to start off with the fight last night. Shout out to just being right now. You guys, a lot of y'all may know I'm in Mexico currently. You may know that because I did the Friday evening / afternoon rant, and they they actually have the fights down here for free, Jay. I was able to watch the fight last night, totally 100% free right here from my hotel room. So that was pretty dope, and got the opportunity to see Canelo Alvarez. And so I'll let you kick us off with that. How do you feel about the fight in Canelo Alvarez performance yesterday?
I mean, the fight card in general wasn't a good fight card. It wasn't a good fight card in general. I mean, Manchester and Jonas had a decent fight. Brandon Figueroa had a knockout by a body. He knocked the dude out with a body blow. Barrios didn't look that good. It wasn't, it was very overmatched fights, and I fell asleep through all of it, through most of the fights, off and on between the Barrios fight, Figueroa. I watched most of that. As far as Canelo and Munguia, I mean, if you're in a Discord, y'all saw what we were talking about when we're, ranking each round and everything. Canelo looked like I thought he was going to look. Honestly, for the most part, I thought he was going to get the win, but I was hoping he'll get the knockout because that's what I bet on. Food didn't get the knockout because he didn't go for the gusto on it. But Munguia was who I thought he was. I mean, I give Munguia a little bit more credit after he got dropped in the 4th round. He stayed in. He still fought. He didn't just tuck his tail and just not stop fighting or anything like that. But it's a fight no one asked for. I've been saying it for the longest. It was a fight no one asked for. We got it, and it is what it is, man. It's like I want what I want, and everyone know what. Just been saying what they want is Benavidez and Canelo. Just like he feel like he can do what he wants, and any fighters that get to that level feel like they can do what they want while maintaining all the belts. Something needs to be done with that because they're not defending the belts properly, not fighting their correct mandatories and things of that nature there. So something needs to be done with that in its entirety, man. But I saw how like Clarissa Shields was there and all them were talking about how, oh man, it's a packed crowd and all that stuff. Cool, but a packed crowd for a fight that we really didn't want.
Uh,
I'm bitter.
Yeah, I can tell. But I think you summed it up perfectly. I think you have reasons to be bitter when you think about that fight last night. So I scored the fight 115 to 112 for Canelo, and that's with him having one knockdown. I thought Jaime Munguia swept the first 3 rounds, and then Canelo started to come on. Um, in my personal opinion, the way that Canelo looked last night, he cannot beat David Benavidez. I think Canelo Alvarez understands and knows that he can't beat David Benavidez, at least not fighting in the way that he fought last night. I'm starting to see a deterioration in Canelo Alvarez. I thought he was a slick fighter 2 or 3 years ago, and now there's just a deterioration. He was throwing hooks into Jaime Munguia's guard, which I didn't understand whatsoever. Back in the day, 2 3 years ago, Canelo would have really been able to set a guy like Jaime Munguia up and catch him with something. He did eventually catch him with something and drop him, but I just felt like that wasn't the same Canelo I saw 3 years ago. And there's been a slow deterioration of the skill set. And I think that's probably why he's going to avoid somebody like David Benavidez. You know, It's said that he's going to end up fighting Berlanga next in September. I don't think anybody really has any true interest in seeing a Berlanga fight. I would rather see Berlanga in the ring with Caleb Plant. I like how they
Yeah, yeah.
interacted prior to the fight. I know Berlanga is not going to go down that path. He's already signaling that he's the next opponent for Canelo Alvarez in September. And that's disappointing because I don't think many people are interested in that fight. And we'll talk about Gervonta Davis here at some point during the show. But when you look at the kickoff pressure for Gervonta Davis fight, Jay got up to 32,000 people that were watching it on PBC. When I looked at the live stream of the final presser for Canelo Alvarez, it got up to like 7,000 or something like that. I just didn't feel like there was a lot of buzz around this fight, just based off of interaction, just based off the feedback and things that I saw on Twitter, based off of the metrics that we see from a YouTube perspective. It didn't feel like there was a lot of energy around the fight. And I think that is something that could potentially pressure Canelo Alvarez into fighting somebody who is more reputable, if you will, somebody that is interesting from a general public standpoint and a hardcore boxing fan standpoint, someone that we really want to see him in the ring with, because the money is the pressure with him, right? And if he's not selling, then guess what? People are going to start giving him the $30 million, the $50 million, whatever it is that he's getting. They're not going to do that because the financial payback for that, the ROI is not there, and therefore they're going to stop doing that. And he's going to be pressured into fighting fighters that actually garner some level of interest from the general public and the fight fans. And ultimately, I feel like either he's going to be forced to do that or he's going to be forced to get up out of the game, right? And give up all those titles and so forth and so on. So I think your wish is going to be met one way or the other.
We'll see. It's like Canelo's to the point right now. He's a complete diva. He tries to play. He's talking out both sides of his neck on things. Like, oh, I mean, I don't give a shit who I fight. I don't give a shit when they ask about Benavidez. Then he says, well, I just want to be home with my family. Up, I need 200 million. Up, it's always something. And he's like, these are the fans are wanting this, and he's trying to say, well, I fought everyone the fans want. No, you haven't. No one asked you for the fight. So a lot of those fighters you fought, Billy Joe Saunders, no one asked for that fight. There's Bubu Andrade, and there was Charlo at the time, and Benavidez who was still around. You didn't fight him. You fought Adney Euro. No one wanted that one. I mean, you fought Amir Khan. No one in the world asked for that shit. And we already knew what was going to happen. Amir Khan has fast hands and no chin. And it happened exactly how pretty much everyone thought it was going to happen. So stop saying you're fighting everybody and people complaining. No. People complain about a Triple G fight because they thought you lost that first fight. That's why they want to see you rematch it. You took a while because you failed tests and had a knee injury, supposedly, or something like that. Then you fought him again. Then I didn't want the third fight. That was easy money for you. You fought Triple G the third time. He was 95 years old. No one cared about that fight neither. So stop saying you're fighting all the fights that fans want to see when you're not doing that. You have names on your resume, cool, but those names weren't the best names available at the time when you fought those guys. So I'm just over it. Canelo is a hell of a talent. I can say that, and I can still say he's not fighting the right fights that the fans want to see. All the fans are clamoring for Benavidez, and he's just pretty much giving everyone a middle finger. Watch me fight Edgar Berlanga or Jamal Charlo. So he's just going to do whatever he wants to do while maintaining the belts. If he didn't have the belts, I really wouldn't give a shit. But the fact that he has the belts and he's ignoring the mandatories that we want to see, it's irritating.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. And like I said, I think at some point he's going to start to get pressured. I see Tunnel Vision said there was a lot of buzz from the Mexican community. It's hard for me to say. I'm down here in Mexico right now. But I can't necessarily say that I'm amongst the actual Mexican people at this point. So I can't judge it. Maybe it was. But at the same time, at least within this community, this area, the fights are free. So I don't know how much pay-per-view sales he's going to generate from Mexico because, like I said, dude, I just turned on the TV. Man, that shit was just on like a regular boxing event. So I don't know how that all plays out, but we'll see what ends up happening. We'll see what the numbers end up being. Um, Jay, before
Yeah.
we move on to the next topic, we got 87 people in the building, 26 likes. If you get the opportunity, please smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you are interacting. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast and Sports Media. We're always dropping boxing related content, so make sure you check us out, become a subscriber. And if you are a subscriber, think about becoming a member. It's $2.99 a month. It helps support the channel, and it helps us to continue to bring you this content. I mean, again, guys, I hate to harp on stuff like this, but YouTube, I'm telling you, it actually takes dollars to actually run it, and it's fairly expensive. So think about becoming a member. Think about contributing to the channel. Shout out to SVP. He gave us $4.99. Consider contributing to the channel because that is how we continue to bring you guys this content. All right, Jay. I kind of want to go to Devin Haney
Go ahead.
and Terry Smoot Jr. Salute, man. Salute.
Salute,
I kind of
Terry.
want to go to Devin Haney, and I want to talk about this. So, guys, can you please give me a little bit of time? Because I did do a rant on this on Friday, and I periodically, Jay, will do a rant. Specifically, my wife was asking me, "Hey, what? That wasn't your normal show. Like, what was going on?" And I explained to her that every so often, I'll do a rant, and that rant is generally something's bothering me, or I'm seeing comments in the comment section that don't make any sense to me, or that's pissing me off, and I decide to go on impromptu and speak to that specifically. And this whole Devin Haney situation, and Ryan Garcia as well, has really rubbed me the wrong way. And I want to address it because I think there's so many different things that people just simply do not understand. Number one, I think what people do not understand, Jay, is that there are nuances and gray areas to every situation, right? And that those nuances and the ability to identify those nuances is what separates levels of intelligence. Okay. And I know that's going to sound like an asshole statement, Jay, but it's true. It's just true. And when we talk about, and I'm not saying the people that are arguing against me, some have valid points, others don't know what the hell they're talking about whatsoever. Um, when I talk about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, specifically Jay, the PEDs, I have slammed Ryan Garcia. If his B sample ends up coming back and it is found that he cheated, then he needs to be dealt with accordingly and in a very serious way, right? Because going into the ring on a PED gives you an advantage versus what you would have been going into the ring without it. That goes without saying, Jay. I understand that, right? But what I have been trying to communicate to fight fans, and we lost some people that were subscribed to our channel because of my position, but guess what? I don't give a shit because I'm not going to change my position. I stand on what the hell I say. And if you don't like it, then argue the point against me. And if you choose to leave the channel because you don't like my position, then we never needed you on this channel to begin with. Because this channel is about us expressing our position and you expressing your position, right? That's what it's about. That's what we've always thought that the channel should be about. And that's the reason why we created the channel, because we saw that as a gap in boxing relative to YouTube, right? And so when you think about Ryan Garcia, that was an advantage going into the ring, right? But when you think about what steroids or PEDs do, number one, every PED doesn't do exactly what you think it does. So everybody coming in the comment section saying he was on PEDs, which made him faster, stronger, with more endurance. Every PED doesn't give you those attributes. Jason, you know that. You've been on PEDs for a while, right? I let people know that on Friday that you are a habitual PED
Eat shit.
Okay.
Eat shit, man.
So,
Don't hate me because I work out with both my
so,
shoulders.
so That's a good one. That's a good one. So, but we know, Jason, just based off of our history and understanding of just performance enhancing drugs, and not to say that we're experts, but every PED does not give you endurance. Every PED does not make you faster. Every PED does not give you super ordinary strength. If you look at Ryan Garcia on fight night, skill wise, he looked like the same Ryan Garcia. He didn't look any better. Matter of fact, he looked worse because his footwork was terrible. His endurance sucked. And I can't really gauge whether or not he had more power or less power in the Devin Haney fight, because Ryan has hurt pretty much everybody that he's been able to hit with that left hook. So I don't know exactly what advantages he had, but he did have an advantage, right? But people get stuck in their mind, Jason, that what I'm arguing is that Ryan Garcia, that the PEDs didn't help him beat Devin Haney. They think that's what I'm arguing. And I'm not arguing that. I'm not even making that statement. Of course, PEDs are there to help you perform, but they help you in terms of your attributes, right? You can be faster, you can hit harder, you can all that stuff, right? But it doesn't help you with footwork, Jay. It doesn't help you with hand-eye coordination, like somebody said in the chat, which was, or in the comment section, which I'm like, what are you talking about? It doesn't help you with your technique in terms of jabbing or throwing hooks or throwing uppercuts. Jason, right now, you can go take all the PEDs in the world and work out like a mother, you know what? If you don't go pick up a basketball and practice dribbling, you will not go out there and perform like Kyrie Irving. It does not work like that. That's not what PEDs do, right? They make you faster, depending on which one you take in, power, things of that nature, right? And so my thing is, did Ryan have more power in those punches? Absolutely. If he was on PEDs, more than likely he had more power. I can't say absolutely, but more than likely he had more power. But what I'm questioning is, why was he able to continuously land with the power? Why was he able to continuously do that over and over and over again against a fighter that is saying that he is elite and special? Floyd was elite and in a special fighter. Would he have landed like that on Floyd? Terrence Crawford is an elite fighter. Would he have landed like that on Crawford? He wasn't able to land like that on Gervonta Davis. Regardless of what you think about, he wasn't able to land like that. So my point is, Devin, in the interview that he did on ESPN, said that he was considering changing his camp, his team, what he does, his approach. And my statement was, he should not discount that. He should continue to go down that path. Because what happens when you get into the ring with a fighter that is not on anything, but has all those attributes? Because those fighters do exist. At 140 and 147, there are fighters that are fast with power that can land those same punches. And anytime Ryan threw, he got off. Think about it. They were talking about Boots or Keith Thurman. All those fighters, Jason, have speed. They have power. They won't run out of gas. They won't get tired. And they can all either reach Devin Haney from range, or they can take angles to get to Devin Haney, similar to Lomachenko. What happens when he gets into the ring with one of those guys? What happens? So that's what I'm saying. You need to improve, my brother. Because at the end of the day, yes, Ryan cheated. And yes, getting hit with those shots gave him an advantage. I don't discount that. And I'm not even arguing against, hey, if he wasn't on it, if he was on it, then Devin would have won, because that's where people are stuck. Are you trying to say that? No, I'm not trying to say that. Maybe Devin does win if he's truly not on that, if he was truly on something that he shouldn't have been. Maybe Devin does win. But when Devin gets into the ring with a guy that has those attributes, which there are guys that have those attributes, he gets into the ring with a Jaron Ennis, he gets knocked into another dimension. Period. Because Boots will be able to hit him from range like Ryan. Boots has power like Ryan. Boots is fast like Ryan. And eventually, Devin Haney is going to have to move up from 140 to 147 because he's huge. Did you see him on ESPN, Jason? He was absolutely huge. He looked like he was standing there or sitting there at least 170. He was huge. So he doesn't have a future at 140 for very long. So when he gets to 147, he got to fight a guy like Stan Jonas, who can hit him from range. Who has power and can hit him from range. What happens? That's the only point that I was making.
Yeah. So I see someone here said, real recognized fake. He said, Frank Martin beat a dude who was on PEDs. That's true. Rivera. Ali lookalike.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So my whole take on the thing with Ryan and Devin, right? Ryan cheated with the PEDs. That type of shit. That's not nowhere near it should be in boxing. These guys putting their lives on the line. You've already agreed to that statement there. My biggest thing with Devin was he knew Ryan had one. He said Ryan had one thing, a left hook, which he continuously got hit with within 30 seconds of the fight. Now the PEDs is not making Devin keep his hand down. That's my point that's my whole issue with that. Yeah, Ryan cheated. He blew off the weight. That was foul. That was dirty. That was strategic and that was tactical on Ryan's part. I didn't think Ryan was smart to do something like that. But I guess you could say that's a legal cheat, because he just had to get fined on that. But my thing with Devin was I thought Devin was going to do exactly like he did against Regis, in the sense where he kept his right hand up the whole time. I know Regis is a southpaw, but he still kept that hand up the whole time. He wasn't letting that hand go down. Against Ryan, he even admitted to it. I fell asleep. You fell asleep on your opponent's best weapon. So, yeah, do the PEDs help? Yeah, it probably made him stronger, and it definitely hurt Devin a lot more, probably a lot more than what it would hurt Devin before. But people would say push back on that. It's fact that people say Devin is chinny because he got wobbled against Linares as well. People say he was kind of hurt against Lomachenko.
Yeah, he was getting stung by
And before y'all try to say that we hate Devin, we were the only, to my knowledge, we were one of a few channels that actually backed Dev against Loma. Dev won that fight. We were over here popping big shit and taking shots for that. So we're not Devin Haney haters. We just didn't like the fact that also his dad was talking about he's the face of boxing, He's like he's the second coming of Floyd, which ain't true. Now, old boy cheated. Get his ass out of the sport. That shit shouldn't be in there. Take Dev's one loss off, give him a no contest. Yeah, but what Dev said on SportsCenter saying that I've never been overmatched like this. And I'm like, that wasn't power. That wasn't necessarily that wasn't power. That was skill. That was actually was talking about you're out overmatched with. To me, Ryan ain't that skilled. Not to that degree. I don't know. I don't know. It's just not a good look for just to clearly say that the PDs gave Ryan every competitive advantage. Because I thought Devin was going to stick him behind the jab, keep the right hand up, block the little left hook, and just jab the shit out of Ryan to a UD. Or possibly start Ryan, because I think Ryan's going to be in condition to go the full round. That was my thought. I picked Devin to win this fight.
Devin couldn't even keep the pressure on him because he was scared to get hit with the punch because Ryan was popping him. Now the thing about it was Devin, and I've said this in the past, man, all you got to do is go watch Devin fights, Jay. Like, Devin get caught a lot. And this was like 2 years ago, Jay, when you and I were talking about Devin Haney, and I was telling you, like, man, it's just something missing, Jay. Like, he's supposed to be a defensive fighter, but he really doesn't have that skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like that ultra defensive fighter type skill set. I'm concerned about what he ends up looking like when he moves up. Because I see him get caught too much. Clean. It's boxing. You're going to get hit, right? But when you are truly a really good defensive fighter, the point is you don't get hit clean that often. Man, Dev get hit clean a lot. A lot. And anytime Ryan Garcia threw his shots, anytime he threw, when he put his hands together or put the combinations together, he landed. That's what was so crazy to me. Like, how does this dude continuously land on a fighter that's supposed to be elite when he says that this guy is a C-level fighter? Now, I'll say this. if you are telling me that if you're arguing that Ryan Garcia is actually an A-level fighter, or you're saying that even though he's not an A-level fighter, he has several A-level attributes that attribute to him being an A-level fighter. Okay, if that's your perspective, then okay, I understand why you feel like the only differentiator was the PEDs and the power. If he was on PEDs, I understand that. If your thought process was Devin Haney is not Floyd Mayweather, he's not an elite fighter, he's maybe like a B-level fighter or something like that, and he went against a C-level opponent who was hyped up on a steroid, and that was a differentiator, I can understand that, you know. But you can't tell me that if Devin is like the next coming of Floyd, an elite fighter, an A-level fighter, a special fighter that he's described himself as, and then he's described his opponent as a C-level fighter with one punch, who Gervonta Davis also described him as such. Then you can't tell me that the differentiator was power, right? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. Because no matter what kind of PEDs he was on, Ryan Garcia wasn't punching like a light heavyweight that night. Specifically, the stuff that he was on, right? Because it has a certain kind of half-life to it. But an A-level fighter, once he got caught with that first punch, he would have taken that away from a C-level fighter. Because a C-level fighter, that's all he got. And he needs to be able to set up that hook, which a C-level fighter can't, because he doesn't have the skills to set it up. He doesn't have the skills to describe it or disguise it, rather. So that's my whole point. If you're taking that angle, I got it. I understand it. But if you're telling me he's a A-level fighter, a special fighter, an elite fighter, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so I'm just reading the chat. So King KO said Devin
even
posted
Mr. Vegas is not understanding what I'm saying. So y'all agree with cheating?
Who said that?
We've literally outlined that we don't agree with the cheating. We slammed Ryan for cheating if he cheated. What I'm saying is that Devin needs to get his ass in the lab, because an A-level fighter should not be hit with that many hooks, period. Period. From a C-level fighter. Period. How is it that anytime a C-level fighter puts his hands together, he lands on an elite special fighter? How? That shouldn't happen. Not when the only differentiator you're telling me is power. That's it.
Exactly, all things. Ryan cheating and Devin having a bad night can both be true. Essentially, that's what happened on April 20th. Devin fought the wrong fight, and he wasn't defensively responsible at all.
I don't think he fought the wrong fight. I think Devin just don't have the defensive skills. I don't think all this stuff about he fought the wrong strategy. Man, I'm telling you, y'all gonna see, man. Y'all gonna see. And when he ends up getting into the ring with a guy that has all the same attributes as Ryan Garcia, because they already exist, ones that are not on PEDs, he's going to get his ass whooped. The version of Devin Haney we saw against Ryan Garcia is going to get his ass whooped when he gets into the ring with a fighter that can reach him from range with power. That's what's going to happen. And there's a lot of fighting. Scratch Ryan Garcia. Mr. Vegas, take that out of your mind. Don't talk to me about Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about when he gets into the ring with a facsimile, someone who has similar attributes as Ryan Garcia that are not on PEDs. Those fighters exist today. When he gets into the ring with a fighter like that, he's going to get his ass whooped. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the biggest thing with Devin is like, I didn't like the way Devin, his defense was not there for that left hook. Because we saw the shit coming. He knew the shit was coming. What did Devin talk about the whole fight up until the fight? He's a one-trick pony. All he has is a left hook. That's all. The PDs to make him have a longer arm. I mean, that was on Dev to keep his hand up. That was on Dev to keep his hands up. So Could the PEDs made Ryan Strong make those punches hurt? Yeah, without a doubt. But if you don't get hit by that punch that the only punch he has over and over again, it's not gonna be relevant anymore. And yes, not Devin, but Ryan should be kicked the hell out of boxing if the B someone comes back like he is negative positive for drugs for PEDs as well. So I mean, nah, we don't agree with none of that shit that about cheating. But we're talking about Devin's inability to keep his defense up like that. That's what we're talking. We're talking about skills here. We're talking about skills. And I didn't think Devin was going to be on the same level as Ryan in this fight here at all. You know, but Devin also taught the big game. His dad taught the big game and everything. So I mean, it made it worse the way he got beat.
Jay Sanders is stuck on. He made both the punches made. So what? So Boots, both hands are going to be dangerous too. Jay Sanders, if he gets into the ring with Boots, because eventually he's going to have to move up to 47. Both Boots' hands going to be dangerous. Both of Matia's hands are dangerous. He has power in both of his hands. So what happens when he get into the ring with one of those fighters? Gervonta Davis got power in both of his hands. Teofimo Lopez got power in both of his hands. Then what? Bruh? Those fighters have never tested positive for anything. Then what? That's my point, dog. He just got an example of what can happen to him. He needs to improve. D-Town Funk, I don't care. Stanionis, D-Town Funk. He gets into the ring with Stanionis, he's gonna get his ass whooped. That's all I'm saying. This ain't about Ryan Garcia for me. It's about Devin Haney getting better, because there are fighters at 40 and 47, which I'm lumping those two fighters together, or those two weight classes together, because Devin is only going to be so long before Devin has to move up to 47. He can't stay there. And now you're talking about a guy. I mean, think about this, Jay. Ryan Garcia turned to his side. The referee allowed Devin Haney to punch him right in the damn kidney. And he couldn't hurt Ryan. He wasn't hurting him. Clean shots to right there to like the liver kidney area, and didn't hurt him.
I got a question for you, Greg.
He got to improve those skills, dog. That's it. Yeah, what's the question?
So again, some people are just stuck on this talking about we haters because we have a different viewpoint about Devin's inability to keep his freaking right hand up. So who did we say had the best resume at between 135 and 140?
We said it was Devin.
Say that one more time for the people in the back that's saying that we hating on Devin, that we don't give Devin no credit.
We've been on the record saying Devin Haney had the best resume, and this was before the Ryan fight. And for those of you who actually follow the channel religiously, you already know we've stated that.
Hey, that's cool, Mr. Vegas. I mean, you can feel that we're wrong on that, but people saying that we're haters, that's way off. Like I said, we're one of the few people that were talking about Devin against Loma. Someone in the chat said, "Oh, Loma actually won that fight 8-4." We said no. We thought Devin won that fight 7-5.
Yeah, and Mr. Vegas. Well, because somebody gave us something. So let me speak to that first.
Yeah, Black Gibbs.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to get to it right now so I can.
I got it. Yeah, salute to Black Gibbs. They dropped Devin 135, 140. Salute always, fam.
Yeah, appreciate that, fam. And then Mr. Vegas, my guy. Mr. Vegas, that's what's so great. I don't want to toot my own horn or Jason's horn, but that's why I feel the channel is so great, Mr. Vegas, because you can come in here and say, I think you're wrong, Greg, and you can call in and explain why we are so off base. And I love it because it gives everybody the opportunity to have a perspective, and that's what we love on the channel. So the folks who decided that they weren't going to be on the channel anymore, hey man, that's y'all deal. We were at 15,668 when we dropped that video, and we saw people leave the video or start unsubscribing. Jay, you know where we are today?
15,700.
15,703. So you're not going to stop the momentum. I feel like we are creating a movement, and the movement is to provide opportunities for people like Band Up and Jerry and Tunnel and everybody else to come on here and share their perspective. When you go on the Boxing Voice, how much time do you get on the Boxing Voice when you talk? 3 minutes? They give you 3 minutes to talk on the Boxing Voice, right? You can come on here and virtually just talk unless there's a whole lot of people. So to me, you're not stopping what we're creating here. And honestly, boy, building Jay, you can attest to this. And anybody, 2 Cent Boxing, I know you in the chat. I don't know how long you've had your boxing channel, but I'm sure you can attest to this. It is very challenging to build a YouTube channel. Getting to 1,000 subscribers is tough because YouTube is a sea of information, and people finding your particular channel is tough. And we built our channel from the ground up. We feel like this is a movement and we're not going to stop. And there's going to be more people that are going to have the opportunity to come and express themselves. And that is what this channel is about. So if you are a subscriber here, welcome. We love you. If you're a member here, welcome. We love you. If you're somebody who cannot tolerate other perspectives, or you have an issue with coming on here and sharing your perspective, this might not be the channel for you. You need to go to somebody that, you know, says exactly the same thing you say. And I think that'll help you out. That's going to be that's going to be your spot. But in this spot, this isn't an echo chamber. Jason and I don't want to just hear people that agree with us. We like to hear people that actually disagree with us. And why do you disagree? So that's what it is. So if you don't like that kind of environment, this ain't the place for you, dog.
Yeah. So real quick, Greg, salute to Blake Gibb again. $4.99. No hate, but they started saying Dev was the new Floyd. That was all Haney fans and media pushing that. He was nowhere near being close to Floyd. Agreed. Mr. Vegas, $2. Appreciate you. Y'all still my guys. TBV gives 2 or 3 minutes and $5. Appreciate you, Jerry. Mr. Let Him Cook versus Greg, the Conqueror Part 2 coming up next.
Oh, Jerry, I'm not arguing with you today, Jerry. I'm gonna give you the platform though for you to talk for sure. But I'm in a location right now where I can't get as live as I want to, Jerry. So unfortunately, it won't be a Jerry versus Greg today, but certainly next week we can have that debate. But Jerry and I don't agree on nothing, virtually nothing. But Jerry is in the Discord. Jerry calls in, and we welcome different perspectives, whether we agree with it or not, because genuinely speaking, it's almost like politics, Jay. Like people get their favorite fighter, and then when you don't agree, it's like they get pissed off with you. And I'm like, it's just sports, dog. Like, why are y'all so pissed off about just sports? I don't get it. D-Town Funk, good, Greg. Good what, D-Town Funk? I'm not sure what you're talking about. It's just sports, and we're here to talk. I don't dislike you because you have a different perspective. I don't get that mindset, Jay. I don't understand it. I really don't.
Like people think just because for me, one of my favorite fighters, active favorite fighters right now is Tank. If Tank were to lose to Frank, and I'm on record as liking Frank as well, if he loses to Frank, he loses to Frank. Frank was the better fighter. I'm not going to sit here and do a shit storm and like, oh man, all y'all just hating on Tank because he lost to Frank. Nah, that's the fight I want to see. That's the fight I asked for. I'm getting it. June 15th, we're going to see what it do. You know?
I want to address a few things. So, hold on. Zach B. I don't agree with everything you guys say, but it's definitely a great channel. And I appreciate you, dog, because nobody's going to agree with everything we say. But what I've heard, and maybe I'm wrong about this, Jay, maybe I'm wrong, but and chat, tell me if I'm wrong on this. But what I've heard is that you go to other channels and you don't agree, or you get a little spicy, or you get blocked. Man, nobody ever been. Man, Jason Williams used to come in the chat. Boy, he used to blast me all the time. He never got blocked. He be on the channel all the time. There are a lot of people who never been blocked on our channel. Like, we don't block people unless you come in there, man. If you start coming in there, all you doing is calling Jason and our names. You know, you're not adding any value. You know, you talk about how we look and all this stuff, and we talking about boxing. Like, man, I ain't with all that. But outside of that, man, you good. Deuce Daly, he disagreed with us as well. So it's all good. But somebody else said something else that I want to read.
Hey, MT, if he held up, great. MT says if Frank popped dirty after someone knocking out Tank, would you say Tank should have been better? If Tank was getting hit with the same punch over and over again,
the same shot, yeah.
Yes.
He kept getting hit with the same punch. Yes. Now, this is a caveat, right? Let's say Ryan and Devin fought, and Ryan caught Devin one time and knocked him cold. Then I would say, nah, dog, because I ain't never seen Ryan just knock someone straight cold with one shot. That I would blame on just purely the PEDs, right? But really, I'm separating Ryan. But my question is, dude, why you keep getting hit with the same punch? I'm not saying that Devin wouldn't have won if Ryan was on drugs, and you didn't put Ryan in the ring without being on drugs. Then I'm not saying that, hey, that version of Ryan Devin doesn't beat. All I'm saying is that I know that there are fighters out there currently that has the attributes that we saw in Ryan Garcia on 420. Today, they have those attributes. They're fast, they have power, they have all those attributes. So what happens to Devin and he get in the ring with that guy? Because he shouldn't get hit that easily with a guy that is a C-level fighter. That's it. That's all I'm saying. There was something else I wanted to read, Jay. I'm trying to find it. Hey, can somebody who's currently in the Discord drop the Discord link so Mr. Vegas can join the Discord? I want to agree with everything, guys. I'm trying to find what it was. It was something else. You can't argue. I see D-Town getting at me. You can't argue. Oh, Jake said, why does Greg hate me? You guys, I don't hate you, Jake. I see you dropping sometime, but I may be missing some of the stuff you're saying, but I certainly don't hate you. Okay.
I don't know why people think we hate Devin for some reason, man, because of this fight here. Some of y'all forget y'all have selective memory the way we protected Devin in a lot of the other fights.
You know what it is? It's that people don't, and this is what I've learned, man. There's a few different things that's out there. Before I do that, shout out to Blake Gibb, 499. Appreciate you, fam. The Zone been weak with the promotion for Fury and Usyk. First heavyweight undisputed fight since 1999, and they haven't dropped no promos for it like that. Weak. No, I agree with that. Jay, what it is this. Number one, everybody's not going to agree with what you say, right? That's just period, right? Everybody's not going to agree with what you say. And the people that kind of highlight specific things, those nuances, I understand that it's just a difference of opinion, right? And then you have other people who they're not really tracking with what you're saying because they're processing it as, well, you're saying that Ryan Garcia didn't have an advantage, or you're saying that that the PEDs didn't matter at all. And we didn't say that at all, right? And so it's like they process it in a certain way, right? Regardless of what you're saying, they're processing it in a certain way. And there's nothing you can do about that kind of stuff, right? Like, I'm going to say what it is that I feel. You're going to say what it is you're going to feel. And sometimes people are going to process it exactly how you understand it, and they're going to agree with it. Some people are going to process it exactly how you're saying it, and they're going to disagree with it. Some people are not even processing it in the way that you're saying it. And that's a challenge, right, for them. And then the other challenge, Jay, is that people don't always see all the content that you drop, right? And they don't tick and tie all this stuff together. They take what you say in isolation, and they attack just that in isolation. And there's nothing you can do about that because every video can't be 20 minutes long where you go back and reference something else that you're ticking and tying together so that they understand the complete picture, right? So sometimes you're going to get slammed, dog. It is what it is. Mr. Vegas, $2. Hater is their favorite word. All they can say.
Yeah, it is.
That's
but facts. Also, I mean, me and Greg, we were born in the 1900s, so we don't got skin. We got thick skin. The shit really don't be hitting us like that.
Nah, man, it don't hit us like that. Shout out to John Mack. John Mack is another guy who I remember. John Mack and I were in the Discord, hard down arguing. We were going hard in the Discord, going back and forth about Terrence Crawford, all kind of stuff. And once it was done, it was done. And we were on to the next. Some stuff we agree about, some stuff we don't. Boxing tolerates PEDs. If not, it would be you failed. You don't get paid and you're out for life. Problem solved. I feel you, John. Feel you. And shout out to Brenda Mack too. Brenda McDonald. She used to carry the channel. I miss her.
One of the OGs, yeah. One of the OGs.
She one of the OGs that found the channel from a long time ago. There's a lot of OGs still on the channel though, for sure.
Hey, they say Greg, you need to say LeBron the GOAT.
Who?
They saying that you've been saying that in Discord. I missed the Discord the other. They said you said after although LeBron got beat 4-1 in the playoffs, you said he's still the GOAT. He's still your GOAT.
Yeah, whoever said that must be on LSDs because they ain't hear me say that. Dean Smith says, this guy says piece together videos for the truth. Smiling emoji and I'm a clown. Okay.
You must be really a Devin Haney fan. So anything negative about Devin or
so Jay, if you go back and say, dude, I just said that we say different things. We can't go in and piece together everything from all the videos. I said we can't piece together everything from the videos. I didn't say that you need to go back and piece everything together. That's what I'm talking about right there. Comprehension, dog. Comprehension. Dean Smith has low IQ and low comprehension skills. Yeah, I said it because that's the kind of stuff that pissed me off. I literally just said we can't go back and piece everything together. We don't have time to talk through and share everything from a video. Damn, boy. Dumb motherfucker. Anyway, let's move on, bro.
So speaking of Devin, so with Devin, suffering his potentially first loss or no contest, do you think it's time for him to, either clean up his team or get a new team or what? Me personally, I'm not gonna say that he just needs to clean up his team or get rid of everyone in there. I just really think he had the wrong game plan in that fight. On top of that, dude was cheating too, as well. But his game plan was wrong. Just to sit there.
This is why I hate Jason Williams. I hate him, but I love him. Y'all see that vein in Greg's neck? Keep pushing.
Jason Williams, you my dog, but you ain't shit. But you're right though. Keep pushing. Make that vein pop on him.
Hey man, Jason Williams, I swear he must be some kin to me, boy. Boy, he know how to piss me off. He knows how to piss me off, dog. Anyway, all right, man. I'm back. What were you saying, Jay? You say you thought he fought the wrong game plan?
I thought he fought the wrong game plan, trying to go toe to toe with Ryan for one. Because that's not his game like that anyway. But as far as people like one loss doesn't mean you should get rid of everyone in your camp. You need to analyze. Y'all need you in your camp. Y'all need to sit down and analyze that fight fully. PEDs or not, the technical flaws that Devin had, he wasn't really doing that a lot in other fights necessarily. So I mean, I'm not going to say he needs to just throw away everyone in his camp because that's the camp that got him where he's at right now. Retooling, that's fine, but go back, take a look, have a hard look at yourself in that fight and break it down honestly. Make sure you don't have a bunch of yes people around you. You have a bunch of yes people around you, you're going to fail. So I don't think Bill is going to be a yes man to his son, anything like that for the most part, as far as critiquing him in that way. So I don't think he needs necessarily clean shop, maybe add someone else in there as well to get an extra perspective. But I think he could still rock with the same crew he got right now.
You smoking rocks.
Why?
You smoking rocks.
Why?
He needs a brand new team, dog.
How?
Brand new team.
How?
Because he's not progressing, Jay. He looked the same, bro. He needs a new team.
Explain it though.
What you mean explain it? He looked like the same.
He looked the same. So he need to get rid of everyone in there.
Yes.
Now I think his styles makes fights. And I think this one right here, he did the wrong game plan on this. This was shitty. Meet me in the ring. Nah. Box.
Man, no. He ain't had no wrong game plan. He just kept getting connected to his cheek. He needs to improve on his defense. He needs to improve on his counter punching out of his defensive stance. He needs to be able to sit inside, slip shots, and get his shots off. Devin goes into a clam once somebody's throwing punches at him. He cannot go from defense to offense. He goes to defense, and then once there's no offense coming at him, he goes back to his offense. That's what Devin does.
Yeah, Tuesday, I agree with you. Staying in the middle, that don't make no sense on that. Now, if that was Bill or whoever, they need to go. But overall, I don't think he need to just clean shop like that. I don't think he need clean shop like that. Adding Jason, to it, yeah.
If Ryan was on PEDs, I can't give him any credit, and I'm not. But see, my thing is, take Ryan out of the equation, Jason Williams. Just take him and just move him out of the equation. All I'm saying is what happens when you bring a fighter into the ring against Devin Haney with those attributes. Because it's not like those fighters at 147 with those attributes. It's not like they don't exist. So what happens when you bring a fighter into the ring with those attributes that are not on PEDs? Then what?
So, chat, tell us this. Tell us this, chat. So Devin knows that it's hard for him to make 140. You know, him going at 147. How do y'all see him faring at 147 with the likes of a Boots, a Barrios, a Stanionis? How do you feel? How do you think he fares with those, Greg?
There you go. Because Jason Williams said you can't. You're basing it on the fight with Ryan. No, I'm basing it on I know that those attributes exist in other fighters. And it's not just Ryan. It's what I've seen from Devin Haney for a while. Jay, I told you beforehand, and a lot of people understand this too because I mentioned it in, I believe, a video. But I said I was upset about Ryan Garcia not coming in on weight because I felt like he was going to end up running out of gas. And it was mainly because I thought Ryan had a chance because I thought Ryan could hit him from range. Because of not what occurred in that fight, because of what I've seen from Devin Haney leading up to the fight. I've always known that this could happen to Devin Haney. This was just the example. This was just proof that it could happen. That's it. So it is what it is. Jay, let me look because we already at the 55-minute mark. I gotta try to get the phone line up if I can. I'm doing this remote, so it's always a little harder when I'm doing it remote, as you know. As you know, my friend. But let me see if I can do it.
No, I'm just catching up in the chat.
Okay, so the phone line is open, I think. So yeah, phone line's open. So yeah, man, call in, tell us what you think. We can continue to talk, Jay. Yesterday, oh my boy,
Wow,
it's FSU all day, every day.
Yo, it's frustrating because you got people like you guys know I've been telling you this for a long time about Devin Haney. If Devin Haney fans go back and watch JoJo Diaz. JoJo Diaz is way smaller than Devin, but he hits Devin at least 4 or 5 times clean with the left hand, but he doesn't have the power. Lomachenko fight. If you Terrence Crawford interview after the fight, he says Devin got caught with at least 10, 11 left hands, but he's way smaller. Can't hurt him. Even Terrence says if he fights Tank or somebody with power like that, it's going to be a different thing. And it's like,
yep.
I know people are fans of fighters. I like Devin too, don't get me wrong, but I was telling you guys this a long time ago. He's going to have to sit down and punch with somebody, and they're guys who are going to be able to take his stuff and then come back with something he hasn't felt yet, and it showed. So, like you guys keep telling people, where does he go? He's going to fight, what's the kid's name with no power? So Devin's going to look good in that fight. And it's like he's going to move around. If he's smart, he gets back to his stick and moving around. But then, I've told you guys this, Greg, when he gets to fight with somebody athletic with power, what happens for Devin? especially dudes that are his size. Because if you look at his career, name the dude before Ryan he fought that was his size. You can't. And I'm like, I just don't. It's like when Spence lost, I took it like a champ. And you guys hear me talk about turns, like, because I see it, and I see what this man is. But it's like Devin Haney fans, it does not matter. It's like this dude walks on water. Like, they watch his whole career, but they didn't look at it like I was looking at it. And I'm like, damn, this dude's 3 or 4 inches taller than everybody fights. He has a 3 or 4 inch reach. And in most of them dudes, he was more skilled than. I knew once he got into the thick waters. I told you this when I first started calling this about this dude. He can't sit down and throw 3-punch combinations against anybody his size or with a lot of power, because they're going to catch him. And Lenoris don't hit like Tank. Lenoris don't hit like Sabril Matias. Lenoris don't hit like Antoine Russell. Lenoris don't hit like T.O. And y'all guys are talking about Boots and them. If Boots hits Devin Haney, they'll be. You might as well bring the black suits to the fight. And I'm not. It's like people are gonna come on after me and like say all this stuff. When come on, y'all, be honest. This is your if Devin Haney's your favorite fighter, you roll with Devin like forever. Like I still roll with Errol forever. But guys, go back and watch his fights. Stay free on YouTube. Go back and watch. You'll see smaller guys hitting with the left hand. He hasn't fixed it yet. You go back and watch his fights. When he gets in trouble, he comes back to the corner, and all his dad says to him is, "Keep doing what you're doing, champ. We got him." I never heard once Bill on the Lomachenko fight when Devin said he knew what he was doing. What did his father say? Nothing. It's like, so to me, I keep the same camp, but you gotta add somebody. Like I'm listening to Zab on other channels. I listen to Zab's father on other channels. You got to bring somebody in who can take that away, because Devin has the athleticism to be able to take that away. But yes, Devin has, when he fights these guys from now on, he's going to have to be Corey Spinks. It's going to be an all-sticking move. He can't sit down with these cats, because it's like he's going to fight Sandor Mountain next, right? And then what does he do from there? If he stays at 140, one of them dudes, everybody going to want to unify now, especially them 3 dudes. And I already seen Antoine Russell. He took the fight yesterday. So it's like, what does he do now? Are they going to say, start looking for smaller dudes at 140 and slow foot guys at 140? There ain't many of them at the top. And at 147, you know, your best bet would be to start with Barrios, because Barrios don't have that quick twitch. He's very skilled, but he don't have the quick twitch. And Devin can stay away from that. But Boots, even Stanionis got a fast jab and then come behind it with some stuff. And Stanionis, the thing about Stanionis, he's just gonna walk straight to Devin, because he knows ain't nothing coming back. I'm gonna start calling this dude. What's the dude? Mike Landell. You know who Mike Landell is, fellas. Yeah. Do y'all know who Mike Landell is?
I don't know who that is.
He's the My Pillow guy who used to work for Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? And that's who he is, brother. It's like he's throwing back pillows at you. It's like this. Unless Devin might as well get on that stuff, because what is he hitting these guys with? He better start sticking and moving. Because if he sits down against Milton Matias, T.O., Antoine Russell, especially Tank, he's going to sleep, man. And I'll let him cook and all them come on there and tell me, say how Devin is the king of everything. So y'all have a good one, man. But people need to go back and watch. Devin's a good fighter, but he gets hit with the left hand. If he don't change that, and it's like, I agree, Ryan cheated, but that left hand was hitting every time he threw it. And steroids don't make your left hand better. It just don't. And if you go back and watch Devin against Ryan against Devin and Ryan against Tank, Ryan looked a little slow against Devin.
Yep. He did.
His right hand was a little better. That's all. His left hand was the same. He was winging it from his waist. And Tank took it away. Devin was, all I heard in the pre-fight was like just a left hand, a C-class fighter. And we saw a C-class fighter with some juice, I'll give it that, but whoop his ass. So if he don't change some things, what does he do? He might as well, because like you said, bro, that brother looked like a good 175 on ESPN. So he's stripping down to make 140. And everybody knows that. He has to get butt naked to make 140. So he's going to go to 147, or he's going to be like Ryan to fight at, make up a weight class and fight at 144. Y'all have a good one.
All right, well,
Appreciate you, fam.
Ryan ain't going to make up the weight class because he's going to be out of boxing.
Real quick, man. Mr. Vegas, we're not condoning PEDs. All we're saying is that Devin's going to end up running to a fighter with those skills and that power. And when he does, if he doesn't improve, he's going to get his ass whooped. That's what we're saying. What's going on? What's going on with your fam? You're on the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg.
What's up, Jason and Greg? 2 Cents. What up, Chad? How y'all doing today?
What's happening,
What's going on, 2 Cent?
Can y'all hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Look, I just want to call in real quick, give my 2 cents and my perspective on the situation. The first thing I want to say is that nobody finds it extremely weird that if you say anything besides Ryan for sure cheated, you defending Ryan. I think that's extremely weird, because why are we not allowed to speculate and ask questions and just do a little bit of critical thinking about what's going on? Because if you think about the situation, now I'm not, and I hate that I always have to preface this. It was kind of like when Terrence Crawford won, and you like, I'm not taking credit away from Terrence Crawford. But look, if you think about this and the way this whole thing came out and how it came out, it's a little weird. So you're telling me that Ryan didn't know that he tested positive until it came out into the public? I think that that's weird. I think it's weird that VADA is sending or leaking the test results are being leaked to reporters, and they're the first ones dropping the information. I think that that's weird. I think that you get the testing results back within 72 hours, but you didn't release the information until 2 weeks later, right before the Canelo fight. I think that that's weird. I think that the fact that as soon as the information was released, Devin Haney was on ESPN doing an interview, I think that that's weird. I think that the fact that Bill Haney was on Vlad TV doing an interview, I think that that's weird. Since when do you get your ass whooped and cheated and all of a sudden you on a press tour? That's weird. I didn't see Wilder doing no press tour after he got his ass whooped. I didn't see Earl Spence doing no press tour after he got his ass whooped. They usually lay back for a little while and fall back and kind of let things blow over before they just jump right back into the media. I think
it feels like it feels like they already had an understanding that this was coming and had set themselves up to actually talk about it. Because to your point, how is Devin already the next day on ESPN? They had to have known in advance that this was coming and that they were preparing themselves to speak on it.
Exactly. And then on top of all of that, the investigation, the findings, and everything isn't even done yet. You get what I'm saying? We literally 45 minutes after this information was just dropped, it was everywhere. All of a sudden, Ryan cheated. I've never seen this type of response from anybody else that popped dirty for steroids. If think about all the people you've heard pop dirty for steroids, it's not this type of response. It's like, oh, they're going to do the B sample. Oh, they going to get the this and they going to get that. You get what I'm saying? That's usually how it goes. We're automatically saying he cheated when they haven't even concluded the investigation. It's not even done yet. And when you say things like that, everybody's like, oh, you just defending Ryan. No, I'm not defending Ryan. I'm just comparing the situation to previous situations from before. That's all I'm doing. And even the way Ryan was acting after the fight was weird. This whole fight from beginning, from when Ryan pulled out and said he was going to fight Rolly up until now, has been a very, very strange situation. It's been a very strange situation. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen. And at this point, Ryan's a cheater. Whether they say he didn't do it, he accidentally did it. It doesn't matter. His image is already stained. He's a cheater. So because it's whatever you believe. It's whatever people believe. So it don't matter if he did it, if he didn't do it, if he did it on accident, if it was intentional, any of that. It doesn't matter. He's a cheater, and he will always be a cheater for the rest of his career. It doesn't matter if they do a rematch. He's always going to be accused of juicing and doing PEDs. When all of a sudden now, I think it's weird that Devin and Bill are victims when they've been quote unquote associated with the known cheater in Victor Conti, and they kind of had that jacket on them for a little while. Some people believed it, some people didn't. But now it's kind of weird how the whole table has flipped. Like I'm just critically thinking about the whole situation. I'm not defending anybody. If Ryan cheated, he cheated. If he didn't, he didn't. Period. But it's people that take PEDs and get beat all the time. Just because you're taking PEDs doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. Back for the Earl and Crawford fight, when some people were saying Crawford was associated with Victor and it's a possibility he could be cheating, what did they say? Oh, PEDs don't help your skill. PEDs don't help you do this. And PEDs don't help you do that. So why are they helping Ryan do it now? How are the PEDs helping Ryan do it now if they don't improve your skill and they don't improve this, and Earl was making this mistake and Earl was making that mistake and this is why he got beat? Like, I just want the same logic to be applied. And after doing some research, whatever it is that they were saying was in Ryan's system wasn't even a PED. It's not a PED. It's a banned substance, yes, but it's not a PED. So, I mean, it is what it is. People going to have their own opinion, and I heard you speaking earlier about how people unsubscribing to the channel and this and that. Listen, that's fine. That's fine. And when people come on my channel tripping, I remind them you're here voluntarily. You don't have to be here. And if you want to go be in the echo chamber where everybody agrees with the same thing, there are channels out there like you for that. Just go to those channels. People can have an opinion, and it's just amazing to me how one thing happened in the boxing world and everybody's so divided. Like, you just can't have your own opinion about something. It's very weird to me. And anytime people don't let you question things, it's usually an agenda behind that. So you should be very, very careful with that. If you want to question what's going on with Ryan, that doesn't mean you're defending him. It just means you have some questions about it, because the whole situation is a little weird. And that's just my 2 cents about the situation.
Well, I appreciate that 2 cents. That's a good perspective.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it later. That was 2 cents boxing. 2 cents. Drop your link to the channel in the chat section so people can come and check you out. Hey, caller, give me 1 second, call. I do want to address a few things in the chat. Can you tell people, and shout out to Raymond Moore, can you tell people that you don't get test results back until it's 10 to 12 days? And why are we speculating a man that popped dirty? I've never seen people defend this. And I think this is what 2 cents is talking about, because she's not defending it. All she's saying is that why can't you go with it? Because it seems weird. And what ends up happening if Ryan Garcia B sample comes back? What if it comes back negative? Then what? Like, he's not guilty until the B sample actually comes back, right? So that's all she's saying. Fam, what's going on? You on the Angry Man podcast? Oh shit. My bad, guys. Call back in. My fault. I screwed that one up, I think. But anyway, that's what she's talking about right there, man, is that, we can question these things. We can question them, and it's okay to question them. My dear friend, Jerry Soriano.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Happy Sunday, my friends. Greg,
What's going on?
It is good to be you, amigo. It is good to be you. If your job's not flying you out somewhere, and I just caught wind that you're an accountant. Is that right?
I lead global supply chain finance for a Fortune 500 company.
So you're in finance. So if your job's not flying you out, jet setting somewhere, you're working, you're on the sandy beach with your family, enjoying the fruits of your labor.
I wouldn't say that.
That is fantastic, my friend. I see a picture. It looks like you're in a beach house. So I'm actually glad and I'm like going, he really must know he has no self-control. We can't go at it today, Jerry. I'm on a private resort. They're going to kick me out. Airbnb has rules. But hey, listen. I always seem to follow up that young lady that has a YouTube channel. And God bless her for having a channel. And I've seen her on the chats commenting when I call in, so she's free game. But did she just say that Ryan Garcia tested positive for a banned substance, but it's not a PED? Did she really say that? I'm gonna give her an opportunity. And Greg, you're so nice, you know. You're such a gentleman. But I mean, if she wants to be playing with the big boys, you know, there's some things that, you know, if you have a YouTube channel, you have to have some responsibility.
I think what she
tested positive for performance enhancement drugs. Actually, 3 of them. So the question that I have, not necessarily for Greg, but the people in the chat, did you ask, was it curious when Canelo tasted positive for taco meat?
No,
did you find it curious when Conor Ben tested positive for eating eggs? I didn't hear anyone defending Canelo. I didn't hear anyone defending Conor Ben. I didn't hear anyone defending Bud Crawford when your friends are making a living out of destroying this man's image for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't hear you defending him. And he's a black man. But God forbid, you know, you go at one of your favorites. You're quick to pull the race card. I find it curious that this is the same Ryan Garcia that you were issing on when he was facing Tank Davis. And all of a sudden, you're in alliance with him. Why? Because of your hatred of Devin Haney. That was raised the right way by a man who made his mistakes in life and decided to give his son a better life. And by the way, last time I checked, he's also black. But let's not let the little facts get in the way of your goddamn blind hatred. Right? So, Greg, here's where I agree and I disagree with you, my friend. Because I will say, you know, when I first looked at this, I was saying to myself, Devin Haney still couldn't get out of the way of that left hand. And you're right. PEDs don't give you better skills. But, Greg, if we take the names away from this equation so that we don't get into a bias back and forth. If I told you that one fighter purposely came in 3 pounds overweight, he knew he was never going to make it. On top of that, I tell you that this fighter is going to test positive for ostarine, which is a performance enhancement drug which not only makes you stronger, but it makes you quicker. Now let's look at how that fight unfolded. In the first round, Devin Haney couldn't even see the left hand coming. He couldn't get his head out of the way. So not only is Ryan Garcia's left hand one of the quickest in the game, but let's just say that night it was special. Now look at what Devin Haney was facing. He got hit with that left hand 30 seconds
into the fight. And to me, although he did recover and won rounds 2 through 6, somewhere in the middle, every time he got chin checked, he could not take it. And goodness, you can never say Devin Haney has no heart. He got up every time. One time, I saw Tyson Fury in his ass. He got laid out almost like Wilder did Fury and got out as if he was laying in his coffin. So when you look at the totality of it, it's almost criminal. Forget it's Ryan Garcia. Forget it's Devin Haney. This is a combat sport. He came in 3 pounds overweight on purpose. He was partying on his way to the weigh-in. Drank a beer on the scale, allegedly. And on top of that, you're popping hot? My friends, you got to stop with the hatred. It is pure, blind hatred. Your boy Tanky Tank. Greg, you love the word clout chasing. Remember that? Your boy Tanky Tank ain't clout chasing. Your boy Tanky Tank is clout hunting. I nicknamed him Clout Kadile Dundee this week. Clout Kadile Dundee. He's on here arguing Clarissa. Calling her all kinds of names. He's arguing with Eddie Hearn. He's defending with Ryan Garcia. I have never seen Tank Davis more happier than I saw him yesterday. Do you know why he's happy, Greg? Because he just got rid of Devin Haney. He just got rid of Devin Haney. His back feels 140 pounds lighter. He ain't got to deal with that Devin Haney problem anymore. Because he knew what he was facing. He was facing possible L fighting Devin Haney. Now you can say, no. Haney doesn't have a chin. But why hasn't Tank Davis faced him? Jason, why hasn't Tank Davis faced Haney? Greg, why hasn't Tank Davis faced Haney?
Are they at 135?
Is there a reason? Is there a reason?
135?
Ryan Garcia faced him. That was pretty easy. Ryan Garcia has told you how easy it is to make a big fight. Where Tank Davis can't face Shakur. Tank Davis can't face Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia has faced Tank Davis and Devin Haney within 12 months. But your boy Tanky Tank is about to face his first black fighter in 12 years. Something wrong with that picture, guys? Is there something wrong with that? So my point is, although you say there is no blind hatred, you're lying to yourself. And for that young lady that has a YouTube channel, you're not only lying to yourself, but you're lying to the public. If you don't know Ryan Garcia tested positive for a performance enhancement drug, what are you doing on a public social media platform? If you think it's a conspiracy theory, let me ask you this. When was the last time an athlete popped dirty and cleared their name? Please tell me, in the history of sports, somebody in the chat, because all of you are so goddamn experts in everything, give me a list of athletes that have cleared their name after testing positive. Because that's what we do when we're out of answers, right? This is the Donald Trump special. When you don't like the answer, you murky up the water. So it's not me, it's you. Perhaps it's Vada. Perhaps it's Victor Conti. Perhaps it's Bill Haney. Well, why was Devin Haney on ESPN? And they say, okay, so let me ask you a question. So if Bill Haney is on every podcast before the loss, if he's not on every podcast after the loss, he's less of a man. But if he's on after a loss, that's curious. That's so curious. And I'll leave you with this. For you to bring up Errol Spence that disappeared after he got knocked around July 29, 2023. That is not the correct way to handle a loss. It's a correct way in your eyes. Because we all know the PBC, the P. Diddy Boxing Committee moves under their own regulations. And because you as a fan are okay that Errol Spence left you hanging for 8 goddamn months, doesn't mean us boxing fans are cool with that. So no, in contrary to what you're saying, it is showman of guts and heart that you're able to pop up in public after 2-3 days after getting your ass kicked and say, I'm here. I'm here. But that's for us true fans. And for you all the boxing fans that, I can go number 1 on the back of your neck and tell you that it's raining. You're okay with that. Most of us aren't. But Greg and Jason, I want you to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I do have one business tip for you, though. Greg, you can't get comfortable in your laurels and the advancement of the channel. I think this Twitter account, according to Boxing, that has posted various videos of you, I say you come to your defense because a defense is offense in this position. That particular channel has Golden Boy, Turkey Al Sheik, a lot of big heavyweights that follow that channel. So if I were you, Greg, once you get back to your home, get in the basement, and just like K-Dot and Drake, let's call this a beef. Because if you can start it, I can finish it. That's my suggestion, my friends. This is Jerry Soriano, your lender for life. Let him cook.
All right, man. That was Jerry Soriano. I want to address a couple of things that Jerry said. So number one, he says that he was trying to call out 2 Cent. When 2 Cent made that comment, I knew what she was talking about. She was basically saying it wasn't a steroid. All right, so let's get that clear. I understood what she was saying. Now, the other thing that we keep running down the path with, and this is what I'm trying to tell people that they really don't understand how all this stuff works. I'm going to read something to you about Austrian, also known as MK2866, is primarily used as a performance-enhancing drug. While some users claim it can improve athletic performance, its effectiveness and safety for the purposes are debated, which means, Jerry, that there's really no good scientific proof that it actually does. My friend, you're just repeating what you hear. You haven't done any research on any of these drugs. You're just talking. So that's number one. I'm gonna the gentleman that he just named that has done several videos about us on his Twitter account. There's a reason why he's doing it, Jerry. There's a reason why. Don't care. I don't care who follows his channel. I don't care who follows his Twitter account. I am not about to waste my time debating someone because obviously he's thinking about us, but we don't think about him. And guess what? As much as he posts about us, we just keep growing and growing and growing. So why would I waste my time debating someone who's posting us? You know what I do when he does that, Jerry? I go to his Twitter account and I say, thank you for posting this in the free publicity. Here's a link to the channel. Feel free to come to subscribe. I don't care about what he's doing. He can continue to do it over and over and over. It will never happen. We don't beef with YouTube creators. And guess what? There's been several who have tried, Jay. I know you know this. There's been like at least 4 or 5 who have tried to beef with us, either through YouTube or on Twitter. I don't care. I don't care. So that is what it is. There was something else that he said too, Jay, that I wanted to dismiss, but man, Jerry says so much stuff, man. Sometimes, he was talking about the people who had actually cleared their name. Well, Alicia Baumgartner just recently cleared her name, so that's one person. Bill Haney being on. Nope. Listen, it is odd that Bill Haney all of a sudden is doing interviews right after all this stuff happened. That is odd. It's not an issue to question that. Period. So I don't know why he has an issue with someone questioning that. I don't get that at all. But it is what it is. Jerry and I, we agree on some things. Most things we don't agree on. It is what it is. Jay, I do want to give recognition to Jack. $10. Appreciate you, Jack. On fight night, Haney had judges and the ref on his side. So how are people shocked? People are skeptical given the relationship with Victor Conte. All of Ryan's previous tests were clean. So yeah, I understand that. He popped for 3 drugs, brother. So yeah, he did take a steroid, Osterin. Osterin is not a steroid. 49 Ray Memorial. Ain't the only one.
He said that's ain't the only one.
Yeah. They said something like Nandrolone or something like that.
Yeah.
So every day there's a new drug that supposedly he popped dirty for. So why didn't they mention Nandrolone right from the beginning? Those are the things that people find odd. If you've done a test and you've tested for all of these drugs, then why are you only leaking Osterin? That is weird. You say all 3 drugs, Osterin is the least effective out of the ones that, at least, well, out of the 2 that I've heard of. So why did you even start with that one? Those are the things that people question. That's it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with people questioning. I mean, dude still tested positive right now. You know, he's dirty.
Yeah, I agree. You
know, in this sense, the thing is, like, whether or not it helped Ryan or not, he tests dirty. Exactly. That's the thing. He tests dirty. He needs to be banned or suspended, whatever they're going to do, depending on what it was. He was dirty, you know. But my pushback to the Devin Haney fans is the fact that I still have an issue with Devin keeping his right hand so damn low. It wasn't that Ryan all of a sudden was fucking flash. Damn. He was flashing, he was throwing that left hook. No, you could necessarily see it coming. Also, Ryan, when he threw his left hook, his right hand was down. Ryan hasn't changed that at all, even with DJ. So that still was going on. But the fact that is, you're gonna be curious about, you know, what did Ryan test for? How many? I mean, three different drugs. You know, people talk about, oh, well, why they knew? No, it takes time for that drug, the results to come back. Hey, Sean Clark, someone in the chat, the B sample did come back. I think from what people were saying in the chat. I don't know about the B sample myself, but I saw people in the chat saying that the B sample did come back, and it was positive.
He just requested the B sample. How did B sample come back that fast? Something I don't know. Maybe it has. I have not seen anything where it says the B sample has come back.
You know, I still think overall, I think Devin does have a better skill set, but that night, it wasn't his night. I didn't see it because he was doing a simple flaw to me. In the PEDs, and doesn't matter to me about as far as that hit, him keeping that right hand down. But Ryan's a cheater. He tested positive. He needs to be banned or suspended for whatever time. Now, Jerry, you said, "Oh, Take is happy now. He ain't got Devin on his back." Come on, Jerry. JoJo D has no chance of hitting Devin.
So real quick, so let me answer this real quick. Caller, give me 1 second. I do want to address something that someone said in the chat. Who was I'm trying to find it. Oh, MT Osterin is least effective for bodybuilders, not athletes. I'm reading literature here. It says people use Osterin for athletic performance, involuntary weight loss due to illness, breast cancer, and many other conditions. But there is no scientific evidence to support these uses. There is no scientific evidence to support these uses. I don't know what you guys are not understanding about this. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, my background too loud?
Nah, you good.
All right. But yeah, man, ain't nobody worried about this Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney situation, man. Nobody care about that. What we really need to see is Bud versus Canelo, man. We need to go and get that pushing right now. You know, I think His Excellency is gonna make an offer pretty soon, and we're gonna see what Canelo got to say for us. I ain't really got no faith in him fighting Benavidez. But then again, you know, you see them posture a little bit after the fight last night. So it is a chance they could fight. You know, either way, I'm gonna pay for all of it. You know, I ain't really got no problem with it. But yeah, man, the stuff I'm following loosely. I'm following what they tweeting about what he popping dirty for, and I just say, man, at the end of the day, it's a banned substance, man. You know. I mean, it don't really matter if it's a PED or SARM or whatnot. You know, if it's on that list, then your nutritionist supposed to know this. You know, whoever that is in your camp supposed to be aware of this stuff. You know, and I heard some people mention that he takes supplements that probably could have been tainted. You know, well, if that's the case, like I said, it's on your nutritionist to check this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really have no dog in the fight. You know, because you know, I felt like. It was for me. It was holes in Devin Haney. I didn't think he was as good as people were saying he is, because I felt like he should have got Linares out of there when they fought. Because in my opinion, he had the weakest chin at 135. And the fact that Linares caught him, you know, was another red flag to me. And I think he edged Lomachenko out. I think he did enough. But for me, you know. Those I learned from Floyd. You know, those type of fights that are debatable, you run it back. You know what I'm saying? And some people might disagree with that, you know, but it is what it is, you know. And but yeah, I ain't really got no dog in the fight, you know. But for me, I can't really critique Devin Haney, you know, because everything that happened in the fight really proved, you know, what I already been knowing, you know. But I can't really critique his performance simply off the fact that, you know, Devin popping dirty, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of make the performance null and void, you know. But now, only thing changes, Team Haney know the deficiencies now. If they didn't know, that's a red flag, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, now they just got to go back to the drawing board. And he young, so all that can be fixed, you know. I kind of disagree with what you were saying, Greg, about the fighters at 147, you know, I give them a chance against anybody except for Boots, you know what I'm saying? I don't think this really makes or break. This, for me, it's not a make or break thing, but it's something you definitely need to go ahead and equip. Like if he got in the ring with Barrios, I think he'll handle Barrios quite easily, you know. Stanionis, that's a different thing. I ain't watched enough on Stanionis to really know. I saw a little bit of the fight he had last night. You know, he looked like a brawler. I don't know if he was rusty or not, but yeah, he looked like a brawler to me. I think Devin might be able to handle him. I don't know, you know, but I like his chance against Barrios, and pretty much the 47 is wide open, really. So, you know, I don't really see him having a problem at that weight class besides Boots, you know, unless it's some people I'm forgetting about. But yeah, in my opinion, he needs to drop that belt, and he needs to chase Ryan. If Ryan don't get suspended, he needs to chase Ryan. Get that back in blood, man. This new, and the thing about it, you know, I can say this a different generation, but we the same age. And if I want that get back, I know he wants to get back. I'm not even a fan of his, but he should want that get back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my call. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. I like that call, man. He disagreed with some stuff that we said, and I can respect that. I ain't got no problem with that. It's all good. It's all good. Let me see. What's going on with you, fam?
What's going on? Shout out for Champaign, Urbana, Illinois. When it comes to this whole Devin Haney fight, the way I see it is he was going to lose either way. Because from what I heard was his amateur fights, he had 6 with Ryan Garcia, and they split. but the 3 in a lot of the fights, Devin Haney was getting hurt. So I think Devin Haney fell into the trap of thinking that this is the same old Ryan Garcia. I was fighting as an amateur, and I'm getting hit with these shots, and I can take them. But you got on headgear, and you got these big gloves on. Y'all two done grown into 2 different men. You don't have the power that this guy got. You might have these skills, this, that, and the other, and then he's not scared of you either. He's not worried about anything you're doing. He's seen you 6 times. So now he catching you with this headgear off in this small glove. What was hurting you and getting you a standing 8 before is knocking you down and almost out now. That's the only difference I've seen. I've never seen this favorite Devin Haney that's supposed to be on a Mayweather level. I've never seen him like that. And I'm born in 73, and I've been watching boxing since 75. You know what I'm saying? And I have never seen the sheen that they putting on Devin Haney like that. He needs a lot of work, especially like you guys say he go to 47. If he fight Keith Thurman and get caught with that left hook, it's a problem. Keith ain't done yet. There's a lot of fighters out there in 47 that ain't done yet. And if he goes up there thinking that I can jab my way and get a victory, it's going to be a problem because you're going to need a lot more than that jab to get away from them kind of skill levels of guy. Even if he is faster or younger, it doesn't matter. Keith Thurman can catch you one time and put you on the mat. That's all really I got to say. I'm going to keep it short. Shout out to y'all's podcast. I watch all the time. First time ever calling. Y'all have a good one.
Appreciate you, fam. Later. All right, man. That was a good call. All right, I saw somebody else that was trying to call in. Jay, I can't believe Jerry was suggesting that we get into a Twitter beef with somebody. I still can't believe he's suggesting that. 857, what's going on?
Yo, Greg, real quick, this is FSU again. We all saw Amir Khan fight Cal Brook, right? Do we all see that fight?
Yep, and he looked like shit on the drugs.
Yo, but guess what? Amir Khan lost. He was on Osterine. He got popped for Osterine. So if Osterine makes you win fights, then how come Amir Khan ain't beat Cal Brook? That's why you know that. Go look it up, y'all. He got barred for 2 years after that fight, but he retired. He was on Osterine. So if Osterine make you win fights, man, I must have been Stevie Wonder that night because I didn't see him win. Y'all have a good one.
I appreciate you all. Yeah, you got it.
Nah, that beefing with other content creators and shit like that, I ain't got time for that shit, man.
Nope. Like I mentioned before.
But ignorant as hell anyway, so.
I got this is a part-time thing for me, man. And I enjoy doing it, but I'm not about to be doing all that. You're on the Angry Man podcast with Jason and Greg. What's going on with you, fam?
Hey, what's going on, Greg? It's Blake Gitter, man. I'm big subscriber, man. I'm part of y'all for real. Appreciate you what you guys always do, man. Yeah, I just want to kind of follow up on a couple things. I know my guy earlier, he said, let's go ahead and talk about Bud versus Canelo. I mean, yeah, the Saudi Arabian prince, they might pay big money for that, but, do we really want to see that? Like, Bud's got skill, but, I mean, it's the same thing like Jamel. Like, he went up in weight, and it's like, granted, he wasn't all there for the fight, but he felt that power a couple times, and it was like, that wasn't really competitive. And that Bud's going to do that, but I don't know. I don't really see, like, that being too competitive. I mean, name brand-wise, yes, Canelo versus Bud Crawford, so it's going to sell, but from a boxing standpoint, man, I don't really know. But to circle back to the Devin situation, like, man, I think a lot of people are, like, straight riding on Devin right now. Like, people think he can go to 147 and be a champ like that? Like, the dudes at 147 hit harder than 140. So, I don't know. I think, like Greg was saying, you got to clean the camp up a little bit, We saw a lot of those flaws when he fought Loma in between round 8 and 9 when he went back and he told his dad, he said, man, I keep getting hit with the left. He said, no, you're doing all right. Just keep doing your thing, champ. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. I don't know. He needs to look at something. If he's going to make that jump to 47, man, he got to change the game up a little bit on that. So, I don't know. But I guess we'll kind of see what happens. I'll keep the call short today. Appreciate y'all always. Keep up the good work, man. Salute.
All right, appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you, fam. I'm a poet, Jay. This my guy right here. Into this one. What's going on with you, fam?
You come on?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, Greg?
Terrence.
What's going on, Terrence?
Chilling. Yeah, I just got a quick couple points to make about the Ryan Garcia thing. So I'm actually one of the few times I'm with you guys on this one, and in fact, I want Bud Crawford, and y'all know I'm with Bud. I kind of want him to shy away from this whole VADA thing and this whole whatchamacallit, Conti thing at this point, because to me this is purely a setup. I mean, you had and first of all, like that gentleman says that we hate Devin Haney. That is absolutely not true. I was one of the first people to criticize Garcia for coming in 3 pounds overweight. I thought that was an asshole move, of course. Yeah. But at the same time, if you look at this whole situation is ridiculous. We know that his son, Devin Haney, Bill Haney's son, the younger son, said that Allah told him in a dream that Ryan Garcia was going to test positive for some sort of drug. That was ridiculous. So, never heard of that in life, that Allah was going to tell you he was going to test positive. The second thing is, with regards to this drug test, what did Ryan Garcia say after he won that fight? Ryan Garcia continued to say and call out these elites about this child trafficking. He continued to call them out. And one of the things we know, that when you piss the wrong people off, they will make your life miserable. The man went to a Mets game and he couldn't even throw a ball out. It's all over the news. When Canelo tested positive, was it all over the news? This is when he's on his channel, they cut the views down. Let me tell you something. This is more than boxing, people. This is not just about Devin Haney at this point. This is more than boxing. When you try to call out certain people, this is the type of things that happens. And he continued to call them out after the win and didn't stop. And that is the reason that I believe that he's testing positive for these drugs. Because guess what? If they want to get you bad enough, you ever seen people get framed for murders they didn't do? You think someone's DNA can't be found somewhere if they want it to be found somewhere or want it to be duplicated? They can do anything they want to do. They can frame any one of y'all. So don't think that for a minute, because no one in history has ever been found innocent of a drug test. If you do something to piss the wrong person off, that can happen. That's all I'm saying. Listen, this is more than boxing. And that child trafficking, I'm 100% agreeing with him, because there's many celebrities that brought that out and they've disappeared and they don't say anything anymore because stuff that happened to them and their family. So this is serious. He's releasing a lot of secrets out there that's bigger than boxing, and that's all I got to say about it, Greg.
I feel you. I totally understand your perspective, and I can respect it. It makes sense.
They should, and everybody, all the Haney fans, they want to take it personal. This has nothing to do with Devin Haney. A lot of people just think that, whether he won or not, it doesn't even matter whether you think Devin Haney got cheated or not, man. This is bigger than boxing, bro. It's like they don't care about anything except boxing. The man is telling you some things that's true out there, but people want to just say, oh, this is conspiracy theory. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, of course, because
because it's affecting your favorite fighter. Now, if it was somebody else that wasn't Devin Haney, they wouldn't say anything. They take everything to heart like you're going after Devin. I've consistently said that I thought Devin could have won the fight easy. He basically, in that fight, got pissed off during the press conference and everything and tried to knock Ryan out. If he just boxed, it would have been an easy night for him. But he didn't want to box. He wanted to try to knock him out. So that's what happened in that fight. I've said that from the beginning. I say that, yes, he can beat Ryan easy if he just boxes, and he'll give Tank a run for his money, and he might be able to beat Tank. But this is not about Devin Haney, man. This is about someone that's releasing secrets about the government, and you guys don't even give a shit. That's all I said. He doesn't have to do this. Like, Ryan didn't have to do that. He could have been like everybody else, keep his mouth closed, get his millions, and live his life. But the man must be being led by God. I don't know. There's a lot of people who don't believe in God anymore, I guess. If you think about boxing more than these poor innocent children that are being trafficked all over the world. That's all I got to say, man. That's some serious stuff, and people should really look into that because it is true. It is not false. He is not crazy. It is absolutely true, and we all need to do something about it. But, I mean, that's why I wanted to get in here, Greg, is that I just wanted to let people know, hey, man, it's not all about your favorite fighter. It's stuff that's more important than boxing. I love boxing just as much as everybody else, but some things are bigger than boxing. You got to look into it. But if you're just going to stand idle and blind and not look into enough, of course you'll never believe anything. You know, you'll never know what the truth is. There's a lot of truths out there that's bigger than boxing. But that's all I had to say. Good. We're on a same page with this one. That, like, I'm with the lady that there's a lot of things that's funny business that if you look at it is not consistent with anybody else that's been caught cheating. If there was no, for those people normally when they get caught cheating, you don't have these other circumstances surrounding. You don't have people coming out saying stuff against the government, and that's the difference. And people want to just ignore that. But so I know it's almost 6, so I'm gonna let you go, Craig and Jason.
All right, appreciate you calling in, fam.
All right, you're welcome. Take care, guys.
That was a good call from Terrence Best Damn Videos. Yo, you're on, fam. What's going on with you?
Yo, what's going on, brother? This is G from Chicago.
What's going on?
Not much, man. I just wanted to chime in, man. I just had a couple of things on my mind, man. First of all, I just wanted to speak on the people. You know, hindsight is always 20/20. You know, people are always speaking on Haney's chin, saying that Haney doesn't have a chin, but I would be more pressed to say that he does have a chin. I mean, he just came in against a guy who intentionally missed weight, popped dirty. Every time he got knocked down, he got back up and he finished the fight. Now, people are hinging their argument because he was wobbled by Linares some years ago, and that's it. Other than that, if I'm not mistaken, Haney's butt has never touched the canvas. So, I mean, we didn't give Bud the same energy when Kavaluskas dropped him, you know. So, I mean, and I think that was almost worse. But, you know, as you know, hindsight is 20/20. So when people say, "Oh, I always known that Haney didn't have a chin," I'll call cap on that. And again, I'm even willing to say that he does have a chin. Now, that's one thing I wanted to say. Another thing I wanted to touch on is I feel like there should be way more accountability on Ryan's end. I mean, I've never lived in a time where an athlete popped dirty and they get so much support, benefit of the doubt, privilege. I'm like, what is going on? The narrative shouldn't be, well, Haney should have watched out for the hook. He should have did this. He should have did that. The performance is inconsequential at this point when a person has pretty much cheated three times. When Margarito beat Cotto, and we found out he bricked, I didn't even care about Cotto's defense. I didn't care about none of that. It's inconsequential at that point. I mean, the man had bricks in his hand, so I don't want to hear, yeah, but he could work on keeping his left hand. It doesn't matter. And, you know, that win should be null and void, and hopefully they turn it around. And, again, I think that the boxing community, and I'm not even a Haney fan like that, but I feel like if the role was reversed and Haney had popped dirty, there's not going to be no, well, wait till the due process. Well, let's da-da-da-da-da. Man, they would have that brother's head on the platter, and I'm keeping it funky. So I'm like, what is with this extra privilege? You know what I'm saying? That Ryan is getting when he already proved that he's willing to cheat by intentionally missing weight. You guys know he tweeted that. He tweeted like, I'm not going to lose that extra 3 pounds. I want to come in with an advantage. That is bogus. And then you pay the $1.5 million fine. You pay the 1.5, which is that's nothing to a kid that's already rich. And then you're going to use that to leverage your advantage and bet on yourself. Nobody's calling this out. I mean, that's borderline criminal. But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to touch on those few points.
Well, I appreciate you for calling in, man. I like I said, you know, I understand the perspective. I don't think it's a situation where people are defending Ryan though, and that's the thing that I keep pushing back against. Hey, bro,
I'm on the internet. I'm reading the comments of and looking at these interviews, and this is like, man, was Alicia bombed when they first broke it up? Go ahead, brother.
No. I was listening to you. You said you're not talking specifically about us. You just feel like in general, as you look through, you feel like there's a different energy for Ryan versus other people.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask you. Do you feel that? And well, I'll ask you a better question. If the roles were reversed and Haney popped dirty, do you think as many people will be saying like, oh well, let's wait to the due process and give them all these conspiracy theories, all this. Do you feel that Haney would be treated the same?
I think Haney would be given even more of a benefit of the doubt, and it would be because of the squeaky clean image and all of his supporters that would say Devin has never had any power like that. So why would he be cheating today when he didn't cheat in the past? I think you would get even more support. I think with Ryan and his background as, you know, somebody that came in overweight, undisciplined, things of that nature versus a guy that's always, quote unquote, done it the right way, I think he would be given even more of a pass until he got these people back. I do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's your. I don't see it. You know, like I said, I mean, you know, Alicia Baumgartner, she popped there. I didn't hear people running to her defense talking about some, well, let's wait for the B sample and da-da-da-da. I mean, she cleared her name and all, but I don't see. And normally when people pop dirty, people jump on top of them. You know what I'm saying? And because people keep saying he's allegedly. No, he's dirty. He's dirty. Now, at this point, you're guilty until proven innocent. You know what I'm saying? So he should be treated as such. He's not innocent until proven guilty. You know, so we should keep that in mind as well. And as boxing fans, and we should, I mean, we heard of Patrick Day. People get killed in this sport. And we're putting the energy on Haney's performance and what he needs to do better. No, this is deeper than that. Now we're talking. You know, people are laughing, talking about Haney said he doesn't want the rematch. He's scared. No, this is deeper than that. We're talking lawsuit. We're talking advocating to have Ryan banned from the sport. You know, it's that serious. And I think we have a responsibility to speak to that and you know, just speak to that more. And that's just my point of view. I love what you guys are doing, by the way. And I'm a big fan. I just wanted to speak my piece, and thanks for taking the call.
Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for calling in.
Absolutely.
I mean, I get those perspectives. I just see it differently, but I do understand those perspectives. What's going on with your fam?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Too Rich from Sports Side. SSI. You might see me in the comments. I talked to you a couple weeks ago. All right. Okay. So look, on my channel, right, I kind of deal with boxing from a psychology perspective, right? That's my thing, psychology. So I'm pretty sure y'all heard of confirmation bias, right? Yeah. So that means people seek out information that already confirms the bias that they already have. So, for example, Ryan came in 3 pounds overweight. And people who are Devin Haney detractors, the weight don't matter, right? The weight don't matter. Okay, we double down. Ryan Garcia come in on PEDs. And if you're a Devin Haney detractor, now PEDs don't matter. So people already, they only confirming the bias that they already have. It's not changing. So now we want to use a control. So if we simply take the names away, take Haney name away, take Ryan Garcia name away, we simply say fighter A beats fighter B. Fighter A tests positive for PEDs. It's automatic. Fighter A a cheater. It's nothing to really argue. He's a cheater, and nothing that happens in the fight is kind of like everything else is null and void, because the situation probably is that Devin Haney never recovered from the first hit. See, he probably never recovered from that first hit, and after that, everything was just cloudy. Now, let's take it to Errol Spence. And to this day, we'll still hear y'all and other channels say, if you know Errol Spence, something wasn't right with Errol Spence. We got every excuse in the book for Errol Spence. But he hasn't came out and said any of those things. But everybody who has the bias for Errol Spence, go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything. I'm gonna let you cook.
Okay. The people that have a bias for Errol Spence, they will always think there's something wrong with Errol Spence. And they won't give Terrence Crawford a full credit because you figure something must have been wrong. But here we got Ryan testing positive and can come in overweight. Tell you it was his plan to come in overweight. So he basically telling you he's cheated, and we still have the Devin Haney detractors trying to find any reason to have a bias against Devin Haney. But if that was Tank and Ryan beat Tank, and you find out that Ryan was on PEDs, people will be singing a different story, man. That's really all it is. Devin Haney got hit. He never recovered, just like Errol Spence. He never recovered from the first knockdown. He never recovered. And this situation, Ryan's a cheater, and it is what it is. Let's rematch it if Devin Haney wants to rematch it. And, that's what it is.
I feel you, fam. My pushback would be this. So Devin Haney, so when you start talking about the 3 pounds, right? Oh, it was 3 pounds, it was 3 pounds, it was 3 pounds. The reason why people are pushing back, so Devin, you could have walked away from the fight. Once you signed on to say, I'm going to take this money for you being overweight, I don't want to hear about 3 pounds anymore. Because you made the decision to still fight him. So 3 pounds is done. Now, from a steroid perspective, I'm personally not saying that the steroids didn't make any difference. Of course they did. They're performance-enhancing drugs. What I'm saying is that it wasn't the only thing that happened in that fight. And you said he never recovered from the first one? That's fine. Well, but how did he get caught within the first few seconds from a punch that he said that's the only punch the guy has, and continue to get caught with it?
I mean, well, if he was never right, if he was never, he never fully recovered, it's just like Errol Spence. He never recovered. How did he keep getting hit by those same punches? But we don't hear that same venom toward Errol Spence. You got a reason. Errol Spence been in car wrecks. He's been through a lot. We got all the reasons. But we can't find a reason to understand why a guy who came in overweight and on PEDs won a fight. We can't figure out a reason. And to me, that's just that's bias.
Let me push back on that. Because so you're talking about Errol Spence and you're talking about Devin Haney. And the problem with that analogy is that what people are doing is they're baselining Errol Spence against what we've seen from Errol Spence in the past. and they're saying he didn't look right. We're also baselining Devin Haney versus what he looked like in the past. And we've seen Devin Haney get hit with some of those shots constantly. He got constantly tagged by Lomachenko. He got tagged in other fights as well. The guys were just smaller. So when you baseline it and you're saying, oh, well, Errol Spence, why you guys are able to say Errol Spence didn't look the same, but you won't, whatever the argument you made. The point is, at the end of the day, you can't compare the two because the baselines are different. One guy, we've seen him look like that in the past, and therefore it's not surprising that he's continuously getting caught with a punch because we've seen that happen to him in the past.
Okay, well, let me push back on that because what I did a breakdown when I was on TikTok, which most people that have a bias for Errol Spence never saw. And one of the things I showed was that Sean Porter was cracking Errol Spence, cracking him. And if you go back and look at that fight, how did Errol Spence win that fight? Split decision. That means even with the knockdown, one judge said Sean Porter won that fight. But nobody knows that. Everybody looked past it. You see what I'm saying? Everybody looked past that when Errol Spence had shown that he was vulnerable. And everybody in the boxing world knew it, except for the people who support the PBC. Every trainer, everybody in the boxing world. And this is another thing I have to say. With YouTubers, which I'm a YouTuber, but with YouTubers, it seems like all the commentary, all the opinions, I don't understand why they differ with boxers. I heard Mickey Bay say that the coming in 3 pounds over was a PED. That to him, that was more dangerous than the actual use of the PEDs because weight matters. But if we listen to YouTubers, weight doesn't matter, nothing matters, just fight, the belts don't matter, nothing matters, nothing matters. But I think that's only for the fighter that you already have a bias for. Because if weight didn't matter, then Tank wouldn't have weight drained Ryan Garcia. So I don't understand that. You see, it's a conflict here. The weight matters, and we're not going to let Ryan cheat Gervonta. We're going to be smart, and we're very smart to put those stipulations on Ryan. But if he does this to Devin, then it has nothing to do with it. It has absolutely nothing to do with it.
No. See, that's the thing. You're not listening to some of these arguments, though, bro. And I got to push back because you pointed out Tank, and Tank was smart enough to not allow him to do that. Right? And if Tank had allowed him to rehydrate, I would be saying the same thing. Don't want to hear an argument about it after the fact. I don't. Whatever you agreed with, you said you were okay with and you would still win. So Tank said, no, I'm not going to give you a weight. Devin decided to allow him to come in 3 pounds over.
Man, but didn't Ryan trick him to doing that? Ryan tricked him to doing that. I mean, we act like it's easier to get the fight night and just say, no, turn it down. Just turn down the fight. It don't really work like that. Millions of dollars at stake. It don't really work like that. You know that. It don't work like that.
But he was confident enough to continue to go down that path, right? Because he could have said, he could have put in the clause that, hey, I'm not gonna. If you come in, any amount of weight over is gonna be X amount of dollars to kill that, right? That's what Tank did. Tank put in a clause saying that if you don't come in on weight, that is going to be a steep penalty, right? Devin had that option. He chose not to. And then once it came to the point where he overweight, he was too heavy, 3 pounds, 3.2 pounds. He decided, okay, I'm gonna take the 1.5 million for every pound. Not a conversation is over, dog. Like I don't want to hear about weight after that because now it becomes an excuse. I want to hear that shit. Now the PEDs, that's real. That's real. That's real. And we're not arguing that the PEDs did not help him. Of course they did. Because if he was truly on PEDs, it helped him because he was able to land with more power, right? Well, osteron isn't even proven to be that, right? I've already read that. But let's say it's natural.
But you know, he tested for that nandrolone too, or whatever the other drug too. He tested for that. And one of the side effects is voice changing. And we saw Ryan Garcia's voice was hoarse, and everything that drug say the side effect is for using that drug.
I mean, that's an assumption. I'm not gonna go there right now.
Well, I'm doing a piece on my channel where I got the information, and I'm gonna put it on there. But I watched the fight last.
Drop your link drop your link in the channel, dog. Drop your link in the channel. So
Yeah. And I want to give y'all props too, because like a lot of times I listen to y'all a couple of months ago, and I used to get so frustrated because I feel like I have a voice. I was able to start my own channel, and I just do shorts. I don't really do videos. I do shorts, and it's funny because I remember hearing a video y'all said where you look at the numbers, and Terrence Crawford did the lowest numbers. Well, my highest viewed video was about Terrence Crawford, and it's currently at 1.8 million. But I was kind of motivated by y'all doing y'all thing and watching y'all whole movement. So congrats to all that. But the last thing I want to say, I watched Canelo get hit over and over again by Jamie Munguia last night. But I'm not gonna hear nobody say, why did Canelo keep getting hit? If Jamie Munguia may have had a little bit more power, he might have could have got Canelo out of there. But in boxing, people are gonna get hit, man. I watched Pitbull fire Tank up. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Tank's hand must have been broke, whatever the case may be. But people get hit in boxing, so I think we're taking this a little bit. I do think the game plan for Devin Haney, like you said, he was used to fighting smaller fighters. You got a taller guy who can reach you. Okay, I said the same thing about they should have let Terrence Crawford fight Fundora, because Fundora had a longer reach and probably would have touched Terrence Crawford from that distance, which would have slowed Terrence Crawford down for his next fight. But in the boxing, that styles make fights. But that's my call, man. I don't want to take up too much time.
I appreciate you calling in, fam. I think your perspective, like I like your approach. I don't agree with everything you're saying, but I do like your approach, and I like that you have tolerance to hear other people's perspective. That's a good thing, man. And because of that, your channel gonna grow, man. So shout outs to you. That's fantastic.
Okay, how you drop the link in the chat? How you do that?
Just go copy your the link to your channel and then drop it in the chat so people can find it.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
All right, fam. Later. Yeah, man, that was a good call, man. I don't agree with everything that he said, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, he had a perspective, and I thought he had a good approach for at least, arguing his position. So that was pretty cool. So Jay, we had 2 hours and 12 minutes now. I want to give the results of the poll, Jay. I put a poll out there saying, should we respond to content creators that are trying to start beef? And 31% said yes, and 69% said no. 52 people voted. So that tells me exactly what we need to do. I feel like people, and this is my opinion, Jay, in chat, you may feel differently, but I think people are taking shots at us because we're growing. I think they're taking shots at us because we become an easy target, because they're seeing, dude, if we did videos that only had 50 views, then whoever this gentleman is, I'm not going to even give him the opportunity. I'm not going to even give him any shine by saying his name, but this gentleman wouldn't even be mentioning us on Twitter. The reason why he's mentioning us on Twitter is because we have an impact from a boxing perspective on YouTube, and he knows it, and he knows that it's impactful, and we're going to continue our movement, and that movement includes tolerance for anybody's perspective and giving everybody a platform to say what it is that they want to say, because I guarantee you that brother and his platform, he does not give differing opinions the opportunity to use his platform to give differing opinions. I'm sure he doesn't do that. As a matter of fact, I know he doesn't, because I've seen his page, and he actually took credit for somebody else's work that wasn't even his. So at the end of the day, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to keep doing our thing. You keep doing your thing, sir. And hopefully you build in your way and continue to mention us as much as you want to, and we'll take the free publicity any day. Thank you. Because I talk about boxing, bro. I don't talk about YouTube creators or Twitter content guys. I don't even see the purpose of it.
Too old for that shit, man. That's just petty, and that's just loving basketball type stuff.
Man, wasting our time creating videos and content, wasting our time creating videos talking about somebody who doesn't box. For what? I'm not about to go waste my time. Like I used to, like every once in a while I go on Twitter because I've actually debated this gentleman one time on Twitter. But it was right after he got into it with somebody else who we rock with. And I'm not, and every once in a while when I got time, I do it. But for the most part, I don't. Because like I'm spending so much energy. Like the days are busy. I don't have a lot of time to spend energy on somebody. What your perspective is. That's your perspective. And you're entitled to your perspective. I don't have time to come and argue with you about your perspective. Because personally, I don't really care. I don't follow you. I don't care. So I don't understand why this gentleman cares so much about what I do understand. He wants to ride the wave. He wants to create an opportunity. You're not going to create it off of us. We're not going to have that. Blake Gibbs, 199. Let me know when you're doing the Fury Usyk preview, fam. Absolutely. We'll certainly do that because we're excited about that fight as well. Let's see. Jay, what you said? Welcome to the family. Yafi. Who y'all? I might have missed that. You've been talking a lot.
Yafi just said that's Yafi's first time here. New fan.
Oh, well, appreciate you, Yafi. Appreciate you joining. And like I said before, you gotta have tolerance here. Jason and I gonna have opinions that you're not gonna like. And come in the comment section and tell us why you don't like it. And some stuff you're gonna like, some stuff you're not gonna like. But this isn't an echo chamber, dog. So, you know, if you just come in and hear what you want to hear and thinking it's gonna just perfectly align with your thoughts, it's not, because we all different people. We got different thought processes and things of that nature. And so if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you, family. You need to go find another channel. If you haven't had the opportunity,
agree,
huh?
Me and you don't always agree. Shit.
Exactly. So yeah, man, we're gonna wrap this one up. Appreciate everybody that donated to the channel today. Greg says a lot of questionable things. Well, that's fine, Jake. It's fine. But you keep coming back to argue with me. So apparently you like all the questionable things I say. But no, we appreciate everybody that participated today. It was a good show as far as I'm concerned. And shout out to everybody that called in today. We appreciate that as well. And Jake said, I do, LOL. I appreciate you, Jake. Again, we'll have content sometime coming up this week. We appreciate everybody and all the participation today. And we'll be catching up with you all later. Until next time, peace.